Comfort, defined by dictionary.com as to soothe, console, or reassure, bring cheer to. This takes shape in numerous things I do throughout my day, whether it be hanging out with friends and family, going on a walk, writing a script, or playing Doom on my Nintendo Switch. These are all activities that I consider to be comforting. With that being said, I find the best way to unwind from a long and stressful day is watching TV shows, specifically comfort shows. These are shows that, for me at least, put my mind at ease from the troubles of the world. And the best thing about comfort shows is that they can easily manifest themselves in different ways. Whether it revolves around a football coach managing a British soccer team, a socially awkward but kind high schooler who just wants to make friends, whatever the hell the Eric Andre show is. That being said, the main essence of a comfort show definitely seems to be the escapism it provides, which is what I will be covering today. But first, hey, do you like cars? Do you like suspense? Do you like smooth cinematography?
Hands out! Hands out!
What the f***? Holy shit! Oh no, you didn't?
Well, guess what? Listen and Driven is the short film for you. This is the short film that Ian and I have been working on for the past couple of months. And I must say that it turned out exquisitely well. Everything he put in, through the cinematography, to the setting, to the script, is just so amazing. And I'm really glad that y'all finally get to see it. Ian and I are really going places, and I cannot wait to see what we do in the future. But until then, go show him some love, go support Listen and Driven at the Lagging Cactus YouTube channel, and yeah, peace. In the case of escapism, this actually manifests itself in more ways than you might think. While you might think that it mainly relates to people watching something like a sitcom, which generally gives off a fairly relaxed vibe, it can actually vary quite a bit and isn't limited to specifically comedy. For example, a TV show like The Boys, despite having subject matter that, on the surface, wouldn't seem like a source of comfort, it can provide a viewer with a surprising amount of self-reflection. Just look at the world of The Boys. It's populated by celebrity superheroes who in reality don't care that much about superheroing, and only exist as marketing tools to be used by a large corporate conglomerate. It's really disturbing, but at the same time it's comforting to know that we don't have to go through that situation. And taking a step back, we can examine how lucky we are not to live in a world populated by selfish superhumans who only care about themselves. We still have the evil corporations though, that's for sure. This same logic can be applied to shows such as Squid Game or Devilman Crybaby, in that situations the characters face are extremely painful, but we feel at ease to know that it isn't happening to us. I believe that this quote by Professor of Psychology Annie Pizzala says it best. It is such a break from the mundane stresses of our reality, and it's so awful. We know from positive psychology that often what makes us happy is the notion that, relatively speaking, we're better off than the next guy. Personally, I don't associate too much with this mindset, as I prefer more optimistic shows when it comes to unwinding from a hard day. But I can see where this perspective comes from, and it's definitely an interesting one. With that said, the types of shows that I require after a long day are usually more lighthearted and/or comedic. And I find that the best types of TV that fit this bill are slice-of-life anime and adult swim TV shows, both for different reasons. With the former, there's a sense of warmth and calmness that can't truly be replicated in other TV shows. The combination of expressive animation and simple, wholesome/comedic plots make this genre of anime feel extremely watchable. A lot of the time it's just characters vibing with each other while being involved in mundane or wacky situations, which the animation helps capture immensely and adds to the atmosphere. Take something like Komi Can't Communicate, an anime about a girl with extreme social anxiety attempting to branch out and make more friends. One aspect of the show that is done amazingly well are the displays of emotion and how the characters express how they are feeling. It can be seen in the cat ears Komi gains when she is excited by something, or the complete whiteness in Tanado's eyes when he is shocked by a perplexing statement, or the aura that surrounds Yame when she's being a complete and total bitch. If these moments of emotion were just blank facial shifts, then it would not be as charming or as engaging to sit through. Along with this beautiful simplicity, this genre of anime also has its fair share of good character moments. We see growth in people, whether it be overcoming a fear, or discovering a passion they didn't know they wanted to pursue. All of a sudden, us as the viewer don't see these characters as characters anymore. We see them as people with goals they want to accomplish, which makes it inspiring when we see individuals struggle only to then pick themselves back up, whether that be by sheer will or having someone believe in them. Seeing characters develop in that constructive way is such a heartwarming detail because it gives the viewer the message, hey, maybe I can do that one day. Which we can all agree is a message we should strive for. Moving on to my second type of comfort show, we have Adult Swim programs, which function quite a bit differently than slice of life anime. While slice of life anime is usually rather wholesome and optimistic, TV shows on Adult Swim are oftentimes weird and experimental. The aspects that I love about these shows come from its creativity and off-the-wall humor within the storylines, which is incorporated in various different ways. There are two shows I can think of that do this exceptionally well: The Eric Andre Show and Joe Pera Talks With You. In the case of the former, The Eric Andre Show is an absolute masterclass in chaos. It revolves around comedian Eric Andre hosting a late-night talk show in which madness regularly takes place. Everything that happens in this show is oriented in an absurdist comedy, and while it might not work for everyone, you can't argue that it doesn't capture your attention. All the bits and segments in the show are immensely wild and zany, and the means that celebrities and random citizens are incorporated into them makes it even more rewarding. The fun part about the show is that we as an audience have a better understanding of what is actually going on when Eric destroys an art exhibit or when he stuffs his hand in a blender, but the bits are normally crafted in a fashion where, despite us knowing when the joke is coming, we may not know what it is. This aspect is easily the biggest draw to The Eric Andre Show. It constantly feeds you these crazy scenarios, but does it creatively each time. And if there is a repeated joke, like with the "we'll be right back" pop-up, it does it in a way that's very unexpected.
This show sucks, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You gotta
All making for a show that constantly throws new surprises at you and is hard to look away from. With the latter, Joe Pera Talks With You represents the calmer side of what I like to watch. Unlike The Eric Andre Show, Joe Pera Talks With You is warmer, calmer, more gentle. It has an aura of pure innocence, as it isn't as loud or unabashedly weird, but instead is simple and laid back. And when there is a loud or weird character, it's contrasted by Joe Pera's mild-mannered demeanor, which makes those moments more comedic. In fact, a big reason why the show works so well is because of Joe Pera's calm atmosphere that he exudes when talking or doing certain activities. We see this chill dude navigate the struggles of the world, as well as engaging in numerous tasks of our daily lives that may be boring. And it's heartwarming because it helps accentuate how the smaller things in life are still meaningful in spite of their perceived insignificance. Combine this with good comedic moments, great editing and cinematography, and a calm and immersive soundtrack, and you have one hell of an amazing TV show. There's an episode where I almost came to tears over a pumpkin. A goddamn pumpkin! Honestly, I might make a video about this later, but I can safely say for right now that Joe Pera Talks With You is one of the most relaxing and sweetest shows I have ever watched, and if you want to take a break from the stress of the world, I would highly recommend this as a source of comfort. So yeah, both Adult Swim shows and slice of life anime, despite being opposites of each other, do allow for a sizable amount of escapism. That isn't even mentioning that a big part of what makes these shows work is because they are fairly episodic. This loose connection between episodes means that people won't have to worry as much about remembering important plot threads, as an episode of a slice of life anime and an Adult Swim TV show has very few, if any, that you need to store in your memory. It is accessible television that keeps you invested without feeling as though you have to commit to it, and I really admire that about these shows. However, I still want to preface that this is just my opinion. There are a wide variety of shows out there that people enjoy watching that do not fit with my criteria, and that works just fine. A comfort show can mean many different things to many different people, and at the end of the day, that is what makes them so great. We all need a bit of escapism in our lives, and if you are able to get that from a violent satire on superheroes, or tales from a quiet middle school choir teacher, then that's amazing either way. Everyone has their own tastes, their own ideas and comfort, and they can be assured that somewhere out there in this vast landscape of content, that there is a show for them to escape into. But what do you guys think? Do you agree? Should I go touch some grass? Let me know in the comments down below. This is Cosmic Cinema signing out, and I will see y'all next time.